Luka Doncic, you are the MVP of the NBA, at least according to us here at Dallas Mavericks Today. Harrison, Graham, Jeffrey Cooperstein. Not as much content that we've been able to get to this week as NFL free agencies kept us busy at Chat Sports, but we had to get in the studio today and talk about Luka as Coop. He's just been terrific. He had his 30-point triple-double streak snapped. He was kind of hunting for it late in the game, but couldn't quite get to 30 points against the Bulls. But Mavs are playing better. Luka's been awesome. We said it before the year. We thought Luka would come out with the vengeance this season after the way last year ended.
Absolutely.
And he's done his part. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, we were on that train all offseason that we think this could be an MVP year, and Luka's kind of backed up our claims by putting up together his best individual season. And frankly, it's one of the best individual seasons we've seen in a long time. He's been absolutely fantastic. Now, all of that doesn't really matter unless the Mavericks do some damage here in the postseason. But so far, it's been a fantastic season for Luka.
What do you guys think? If you think Luka should win the MVP, if so, like the video. If not, comment why. Why shouldn't he win the MVP? Sure, you can make a case for Nikola Jokic, SGA, although I don't think the SGA case carries a ton of weight other than the
Can't
Thunder.
make a case for Tatum anymore.
Yeah, Jason Tatum, it was a good year, but you are still like the 8th best player in the NBA,
That's correct.
as we all know. But like the video if you think he should. If not, comment below why he should not. I mean, the numbers, and look, I think you got to look beyond raw numbers sometimes, but sometimes the numbers do tell the story. I mean, the guy is almost averaging a 35-point triple-double. I mean, it is unbelievable.
It's crazy what he's doing.
Been able to do. The fact that his scoring has spiked again this year, Coop, and the assists and rebounds are both up, really just goes to show how well he's played. He's having a career year from three-point range. He's hovering around 50% from the field. Like, he's defended at a much higher clip, which we've talked about on prior videos as well.
He's also top 10 in steals in the NBA. He has 83 steals, so he ranks 8th in the league there. The defense has improved. You made a point about the scoring spike. I can tell you exactly why the scoring is spiked. He was a career 73% free throw shooter. This year, he's at 79.
Well, and he's also a 35% three-point shooter for his career, and he's 38 this year. So
that'll do it.
You add the free throws and the three-point percentages going up. I mean, that's good for 3 to 6 points per game on any given night. So Luka's been absolutely fantastic. And look, if he doesn't win it, I think the only reason it's going to be is because Dallas isn't going to be like a 1 or a 2 seed or a 3 in the NBA.
Agreed.
But what I would argue with is if Russell Westbrook can win the MVP, when the Thunder, I think, were the 6th seed.
They were the 6th.
He won it.
Jokic was the 6th. They were the 6th seed the first time he won it, too.
Yeah. Especially in Westbrook's case, because I think a big reason why, 2 reasons why he won it. 1, there was emotions involved because people felt like Durant screwed him over, which he probably did a little bit. And 2, it was just like triple-doubles. Oh, Luka's doing that.
Yeah,
like,
Luka's going to end up with 40 triple-doubles
at a much more efficient clip. So, I don't know, man. Like, unless the Mavs collapse here and, like, end up as the 8 or 9 seed, like, if they end up being a top 6 seed and these numbers hold firm, I think he has a very strong case. The sports books disagree, unfortunately. He's the 3rd favorite right now. Still time to potentially get up there, but Jokic has kind of run away with it, which, listen, you and I love Jokic. He's been great. Awesome. I thought he should have three-peated last year, if I'm being completely honest. But at the same time, man, like, I don't know. Like, Luka is just having a phenomenal year.
He's been fantastic, and I think this is kind of insulting that he's the 3rd favorite right now. And
distant 3rd, too.
Long odds, exactly, at plus 850. If you're a betting man, which Harrison and I from time to time like to place a little wager, he's the best value MVP bet on the board right now, right? I mean, plus 850.
Him or SGA, I mean, minus 270 I don't think is good value for Jokic when I don't think the race is over at this point. So
I mean, I think Luka has a chance to win this thing if the Mavericks can put together another winning streak.
Need a strong finish.
Hopefully don't lose 5 of 6 again like they did earlier. I think it's entirely possible he runs away with the award.
Yeah, I mean, look, you got a big kind of spotlight game tonight against Golden State. If you can go out there and put up a 30-point triple-double and win that game, that'd be nice. If you could win some big games down the stretch. I mean, I think that's going to be the key for him to win it. They're going to have to win some of these high-profile games.
They're going to have some marquee wins, absolutely.
Down the stretch. Like if they could have beaten Boston a few last week or the
Yep.
week before. Like, that would have been huge in front of a large audience. So we'll see. Plus 850 is good odds, though.
The problem is a lot of the voters don't actually watch all of the games, and they're kind of misinformed, frankly, on what people are doing and how people are doing in the MVP race. So when you have these high-profile games on national TV, you have to show out
You have to
because
capitalize, yeah.
that's where people are looking at you.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Great Luka season so far, A, B, C, D, or F. I think it's an A+. I think it's the best year of his career, especially coming off last year, which obviously last year wasn't the worst year of his career, but just how the season fell apart, like, it was disappointing.
The most disappointing season,
There's
yes.
no doubt about it. So I think with the way he's come back this year, he's been very healthy too. What does he miss, like 5 games?
5 or 6
something
games,
like that?
yeah.
I mean, he's been very reliable in that regard. I think he committed to his body more coming into this season. So kudos to Luka. We'll continue to have this conversation, get those grades in. But speaking of the Mavs, they're in action tonight against the Warriors. And if you want to make some money, kind of spice up the game tonight, get going with PrizePicks. Daily fantasy made easy at prizepicks.com/CLNS. It's crunch time in the NBA as teams are looking to make that playoff push. The Mavericks are no different. Get in on the excitement. We got a 3-player entry tonight. Luka Doncic more than 33.5. Kyrie more than 24.5. Those two need to make it happen against Golden State tonight. And then Daniel Gafford's been kind of reinvigorated since he's entered the starting lineup. I think that was a good move by Jason Kidd. We'll take the more on him as well. Like the Mavs to score a bunch of points tonight. 10 to win 50 here. You can now win up to 100 times your money based on certain entries with PrizePicks. Go check it out. More or less on the stat projections. It's that easy. 2 to 6 players on those entries. PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Use the code CLNS to get a deposit match up to $100 today. Link is in the comments and in the description. Let's get to this from Luka, as he is not satisfied. He said, yeah, I think it's my best season for sure. I think so, but still got a lot to improve. And, yeah, I mean, look, it is crazy that these guys who are consistently top 3, top 5 at what they do in their sport or their profession or whatever, what makes them great is that they never settle for that. Like,
Absolutely.
Like, what made Kobe so great is, like, he never was satisfied with who he was as a player. I mean, he always had something he was working on, and I think Luka's got that it to him that he's always looking to improve. And I think this year a big part of that has been committing to the defense.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's been his big step forward. What is this, year 5, year 6,
Year 6.
whatever it is? I think that's been the most impressive part of his uprise again this year.
Well, I remember we were talking before the season about like ways he can improve and how he can win MVP. I remember doing this video with you, and we listed out 3 major things. One was being better on free throws. He's at almost 80%. 2 was being better on defense. He has vastly improved that part of his game. And 3 was being more efficient from 3. He's done that as well.
Yeah.
So on the court, I think he's improved basically tenfold. Where he does need to improve, and he admits this himself, is he has to stop talking to the refs.
Yeah.
It just has to stop. He's at 13 techs this year. He will not get to 16, I don't think. I believe he'll keep himself in control and avoid that 1-game suspension. Unless the Mavericks are locked into a seed, then he'll go get it just to say he went and got it.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's always going to be a guy that, like, is in the ref's ear. Most superstars are, but you got to pick and choose better. And I think he has been better overall this year, but there's still just too many moments where it's like, it ends up being 5-on-4 the other way, and you've just lost a possession.
And I can see where he gets frustrated because he does get hacked every time he goes to the lane, and he doesn't get the calls that maybe he should necessarily. But at some point, they're going to say you're the boy who cried wolf because you're asking for it every single possession.
And look, I think he's matured enough. Like, I think come playoff time, like, he knows, like, you got to get back and stuff like that. But yeah, that I think there's still some maturation to come. For Luka, for sure. Now, where the Mavs sit now and why we were saying, if you can get into that top 6, if you can leapfrog Phoenix and Sacramento, which you're right there. I mean, you're within a game of doing that. And remember, you have the tiebreaker against Phoenix. Where do things sit with Sacramento?
I believe they play Sacramento 2 more times, both in Sacramento, back-to-back, actually.
Who won the first match?
I can't remember who won the first.
I'll have to double-check that. But if you can get the tiebreakers with them as well, that gives Dallas a good opportunity. Tonight's big too, Coop, because Golden State's been playing better.
Yes, they have.
You don't want them to gain a game on you here. And if they win tonight, all of a sudden they're only 2.5 back of Dallas. So it's really important to win this game tonight.
No
Steph Curry,
Steph Curry.
Not expected to play. So you really don't want to you want to get closer to 6 and 7 tonight. You don't want to fall closer to 9 and 10.
So the Kings won the first 2 matchups with the Mavs. So the Mavs need to get a split here by getting the next 2.
Okay.
They play the Warriors 3 times over the next 3 weeks as well. So a lot of games against these guys.
Gotta win 2 of those.
Gotta win 2 at least. I believe they're already done with the Lakers, and the Mavs own the season series there. So yeah, gotta win. I'm not going to say you have to win both games against Sacramento, but you kind of do. Yeah. And then you would like to get the season series against Golden State as well.
Yeah, at minimum, you got to split with Sacramento. If you win both, that'd be nice. It's crazy looking at the West right now, Coop. 10 teams are 4 games above 500 or better. I mean, this has got to be one of the greater seasons for a conference in NBA history.
There was a year, maybe 10-ish years ago, where the 8 seed had 48 wins or something like that. And that's kind of, I think, what it's going to end up being here. I think the Mavs are going to have to win. They're going to have to win 50 games to get the 6th seed.
Yeah,
That's what I think.
They're. Well, you got how many games you got left? 52 and 30, so 17 games left. You probably got to win 12.
Yeah,
I mean,
you got to go 12 and 5. I think
11 and 6, maybe, but these teams are. I mean, you look at the standings every day, and next to the East, it's lost 1 in a row, lost 2 in a row. West, it's win.
Everyone wins
not
in the
losing.
West, man.
I mean, it's the East last year for 1 year was the better conference, arguably, and that's it in the last 15 years.
The West has always been top heavy. This year, it's heavy, basically 1 through 10. So
it's incredible because I think people think too, if the Lakers or Warriors sneak in, I mean, they could easily.
They're dangerous. Absolutely.
All right, where will the Mavs finish in the Western Conference? You guys let us know down below in the comments. We'll have at least one more video this week, so subscribe, stay tuned for that, and we'll see you for that video.